In this video, I'm going to attempt to illustrate how I determine the date of the rapture/resurrection of the church. If the video is confusing, you may want to watch my other videos to give you a better context, or read my more detailed book, Christian Exodus Out of Babylon. In the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 6, it reads, "And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days." I lean toward believing that the rapture/resurrection will occur on the Feast of Tabernacles in 2029 AD, because this is the last and greatest feast of ancient Israel. This is the day that Israel celebrated God dwelling with them. Also, the 1,260 days that the woman flees into the wilderness corresponds with the number of days that the two witnesses are active in the earth, according to the book of Revelation. In Revelation chapter 11, verse 3, it reads, "And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth." I believe the two witnesses will come against the beast and his kingdom, while the beast is making war on the saints, similar to Moses against Pharaoh. The two witnesses are active for 1,260 days, and then are killed by the Antichrist, and their bodies lie in the streets of Jerusalem for 3.5 days. In the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 9, it reads, "And they of the people, and kindreds, and tongues, and nations, shall see their dead bodies 3.5 days, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves." If the two witnesses begin their ministry right after the Feast of Passover, which was when I believe that John the Baptist and Moses began their ministries, 6 months prior to the abomination desolation spoken of in the book of Daniel and the book of Maccabees, then starting from the end of April 8th, 2026 AD, we can count 1,260 days until the witnesses are killed by the beast on September 20th, 2029 AD. The two witnesses will rise from the dead 3.5 days later, and they are resurrected early on the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles, September 24th, 2029 AD. In the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11 and 12, it reads, "And after 3.5 days, the Spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and a great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them." God's biblical days actually start on the evening of the previous day in the Gregorian calendar. I believe that the Feast of Tabernacles, September 24th, 2029, is the date of the resurrection/rapture of the church. The two witnesses will be raised from the dead, and every saint who ever lived will also be raised from the dead on that same day. Every living saint will be resurrected, raptured on the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles, because it is the primary harvest of God's saints. Remember that there is much more detail in my free book, Christian Exodus Out of Babylon, which you can download at my website at www.matzog.com.